What's up, guys? My name is Peter and I am so stoked. I hope you guys are as well. Today we're going to be talking about something that I actually take very, very seriously, and that is the principle of forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself for your past mistakes is one of the key ingredients in having a happy life. You see, we've all made mistakes. We've all done things that we regret. But the question is, what do we do from here on? Remember that the story we tell ourselves is much more impactful on our lives than what actually happened to us. So if we allow it, we can let our mistakes from the past limit us, that we can let it drag us backwards. We can let it really hinder us our entire lives. Or we can choose to forgive ourselves and move forward. It's all too easy to beat ourselves up, to feel like a mistake that we made will cause us to feel like we'll never be good enough, as if that mistake is now our defining characteristic. To feel hopeless and believe that because of a regrettable choice that we have forfeited all of the positive possibilities in our life now. But the truth is that God put us in a situation where He knew we would make mistakes. We're designed to learn from mistakes. Mistakes are our perfect teachers. They are meant to give us experience and wisdom. You see, I've said this before, but our mistakes are meant to refine us, not define us. Mistakes have consequences, just like every other choice does. But as we deal with the consequences, we need to find ways to move forward. I just did an internet search for ex-convict success stories. And there are actually a lot of them, a lot. And these are people who did hit rock bottom and they were in prison and they were doing really bad things, but they didn't let their past mistakes limit who they were. They chose to learn from their mistakes. They chose to leverage their mistakes to be a better person than they were before. Whatever our past mistakes have been, the future still holds amazing possibilities for joy and amazing possibilities for success. We just have to forgive ourselves and let go of the past, or it will limit and poison all of those future possibilities. So, what does it mean to forgive oneself? Let's emphasize first what it is not. Forgiving yourself is not condoning past mistakes. It's not sugarcoating all that you've done wrong and making it seem like it was totally fine. It doesn't mean it's okay to repeat the mistake, and it doesn't mean that you're off the hook somehow of all of the consequences. It isn't minimizing the effect that the mistake had on others. It's important that you take 100% responsibility for your mistakes, for your past. You see, if you blame others, that robs you of the power to change. So let go of judgment and don't blame others, even if they had a small part to play. You are concerned with yourself, moving on, learning, growing, and forgiving yourself. Don't be concerned with anybody else involved. You take responsibility for you. Do your best to apologize and make restitution where possible. Do all that you can to make it right. And then stop beating yourself up and let yourself move forward. I think it's important, just really quick, I think it's important to forgive yourself, and I think it's also important to let others forgive you. A lot of people don't let others, you get it. They hold on to it as if they are unforgivable. And it just doesn't help. Holding on to the past does not help. Forgiveness is letting go of all judgment and blame and giving it over to God. Forgiveness is letting the past be in the past. We can't change what happened, but we can learn from it and we can move forward. I say forward a lot. Forgiveness and moving forward really have a lot to do with one another. That's why I keep saying forward. I hope that's okay. There's a difference between healthy and unhealthy guilt. If I were to rob a convenience store of something small, let's say I steal a candy bar, my conscience should be screaming at me saying that I made the wrong choice. This is healthy guilt. It's letting me know that something is wrong, that I'm doing something wrong, and it's going to motivate me to do the right thing. So I do the right thing, right? We'll say I go back to the convenience store, I return it, or I pay for it, and I make restitution, and I apologize, and I do all that I can that is within my power to make it right. Now let's say years down the road, way later, I'm driving by that same convenience store and I still feel guilt, and I sit there and I kick myself and I'm like, oh, what kind of loser? Why did I do that? I'm awful. I'm terrible. I'm such a bad person. What kind of loser steals a candy bar from a convenience store? This is not healthy guilt. This is just pure shame. Shaming yourself for something that you already repented for and you need to forgive yourself for. Is beating myself up in this situation doing any good at all whatsoever? No, it's not. It's not. Stop. Stop beating yourself up. Initially, I experienced healthy guilt, and this motivated me to do what was right and commit to a life of honesty from that point forward. The initial feeling of guilt motivated positive change. So in the end, the mistake helps me move forward into being a better man than I was before. And I don't care what mistakes you've made. I don't know. It could be something super serious or it could be something super, super small. But going back and beating yourself up for it does not help in the slightest. It does just the opposite. When I beat myself up like that, all I'm doing is putting my focus on the wrong area. All I'm doing is focusing on the fact that I'm somebody who made that kind of mistake. You're seeing yourself as a bad person. And that's just going to lead to more regrettable choices. If you believe you're a bad person, then you're going to start making choices that bad people would make. You need to see yourself for who you are. Somebody who does have flaws, but corrects them and learns from them and can move forward. It's essential that we forgive ourselves for our errors so that we can be free of them. Until I forgive myself, I remain chained to my past. Once I forgive myself, then I am in a better position to live a better life. It's like giving yourself permission to live that better life. So let it go. Your past does not need to define you or your future. Not at all. No matter how many times you've repeated the same mistake over and over and over and over, the truth is still the truth. That you are still loved. You're awesome. Forgive yourself. Don't stay chained to the past. Choose every day to forgive yourself. You are human, flawed, and most of all, worthy of love. Forgive yourself, accept yourself, forgive yourself, and be good to yourself. Because without you, the rest of us are without a source of many wonderful things. You guys can't see my arms like ever. Not bad.